Speed.
Hello and welcome to another Speed Paint. This one is going to be of my first D&D character, Gerrick. I did a little poll earlier asking about what you guys would like to see from me. And currently, as I'm recording this, the one where I draw my OCs and talk about them, that one is winning right now. So I decided to do Gerrick first. Considering he's my first D&D character, I thought it might be fun to talk about him. I think I've talked about him before, but either way. So this drawing took me about an hour and 15 minutes. I decided to draw Gerrick sitting next to a waterfall because that's usually where he likes to be. He's a very outdoorsy guy, even though he is very clumsy. I guess first I should tell you about what his origins were. So he started off as a D&D halfling. I did do an animation video based on what he went through in that first campaign I was ever a part of. It is rather inaccurate now when it comes to being about his character because I've changed his D&D race. He's now half-elf instead of halfling. I changed some of the important things that would happen to him. Just in general, he's a very different character now. But I think at his core, he's pretty much the same. He's kind of a grumpy, clumsy man who finds a lot of the people around him very attractive to his own detriment, and generally does not have a chance with any of them because of his own fumblings. You may have seen the videos I've kind of been making of him recently where he's basically getting clowned on by my other OCs or just by me. I love to make fun of him. Again, because he was my first D&D character, it's like I didn't know how to do a lot of this stuff that you're supposed to do to make your character good at stuff. So he ended up failing a lot and I don't know, it's just funny. But in that first campaign he was in, there were things that happened to him which made him a cooler character, like those sharp teeth that he has. He didn't have those originally. He, in that original campaign, ended up dying and getting resurrected into a ghoul, which had sharp teeth and red eyes. I do like to keep the red eyes sometimes. I don't really know what I'm doing with the red eyes, because I kind of want him to have a similar thing now, where it's like he's cursed with something because he messed up, but I'm not really sure where I want to go with that. I mentioned earlier how he's sitting next to a waterfall and that's where he likes to be. Well, he tends to be a loner, often exploring the woods, and his favorite place is a waterfall. He loves to visit and just look at it. It makes him happy. It's one of the few things that he has where it's just a genuine, I enjoy this thing, because most of the time he's just a big mess up and not very socially adept. Not that he wants to be. Though, in terms of romance, I would say he would like to be. But in terms of fitting in, he's not dying to fit in or anything. He would like if some people liked him. He just makes me laugh. He's so silly. Some interesting facts about him, I guess. Well, he was a D&D fighter, archery subclass. I always tend to play archers because I don't like getting up close to things. But yeah, he mostly missed his targets, except for when they were his friends, and then he would hit. But that was back then. Nowadays, he doesn't have friends, so... I also wanted to mention about the whole, he used to be a halfling and now he's a half-elf. Halflings are like hobbits, if you don't know. They're just basically the same thing. And back then, I had him as that because I felt like a scrawny little guy at the time. And so I wanted to play a scrawny little guy, and so that's what he was. But nowadays, I'm I can't depict that very well. Back then, when I drew him, he usually would, look like a child, pretty much. Even though, I tried to give him, more adult features, but I don't know. I wasn't that good at depicting a lot of things. Also, I was using a mouse to draw. So there's just, there was a lot to be desired on his character design. But I do have to say, the actual design elements haven't really changed. His red coat and his green, I don't know what to call that. It's a long shirt with a little kind of a belt, and the brown shorts, and the gloves and boots. Those are all the same. He also has always had the long hair and tied up in a rope bow. It's a string that's tied in a bow. I don't know why I did that, but it's always stuck. All those elements are the same. in his core design. But now he just looks more like his age, or similar to his age. He was 31, I think, when I played him. Now he's like anywhere from 25 to 30 when I draw him. There isn't like a solid age for him because I just want to make him around the same age as the rest of my OCs so that he can have some romantic pursuits if he wants to. Because most of my OCs are like around 25, 21 to 25, with some like outliers of 20 and like up to 30. Either way, I'm much happier with how he looks now. He also has retained that scrungliness, as he should. He's just a little guy. He's still short, but just not as short as a halfling is. He's like 5'1", I think, which is shorter than most of my OCs. There's like a few OCs that are shorter than him. If you remember Riel, she's like way shorter than him. Anyway, the drawing is coming together. I wouldn't say that I'm 100% proud of this piece. Of course, the background perspective is all off, but I don't really care. I mean, I don't have to make it perfect. I wanted to show the waterfall, and so it's in the back. And I liked his little, not cool guy pose. Definitely not cool guy pose. He's just sitting there, precariously on the edge. And might I just say, he would fall down. If he was actually sitting on the edge of a waterfall, like next to a waterfall, he'd be the person to fall down. And in fact, in my news story for him, he does fall down, but he has, like, similar to Wolverine, a healing factor, which that is when he discovers it, or that is when it kicks in. I didn't really decide, but either way, he survives. In my new story, that's his wake-up call to be like, oh, I should, like, get good at things so that I don't die in the woods alone. And actually, in my idea for that scene, he did actually have some of his cousins with him, his younger cousins. He has, like, a ton of cousins, but no siblings. He's, like, much older than them, kind of a mentor to them, but not really. Like, he really shouldn't be a mentor to them. He's not good at things. He's not friendly, but he loves them. He loves them very much. He does treat them like a big bro type of bond, but not many people see that side of him. Really, it's just those, mostly kids. Some of them are a little older, like older teen. Either way, he is by far the oldest. And in that scene idea, he's gonna take them on a hike, like, I love this waterfall, I want to show it to you guys, because he found it a long time ago. And he goes to the waterfall, and then he falls down a cliff, not too high of a cliff, so that he's not gonna die, but he would have been very hurt if he didn't have his powers kick in right then. It kicks in because it needed to. That's when he wakes up and is like, I should get good. Especially for his younger cousins, because he didn't want anything bad to happen to them either if he ever wants to hike with them again. So yeah, that's the idea of the scene. After he has this wake-up call, he travels to attend a magic college. It's basically a magic college. In my world, you can learn how to control your abilities. It's a magical ability, but there's not spells and stuff. It's just like an inherent ability that you have, and you can have more than one. They're called charms. They're basically just special abilities that are unique to each character. Gerrick's is, the healing of himself when he gets injured. I have other characters like Theo. He has a shield that can pop up out of thin air. It looks like a galaxy. One of my other characters, Daimi, has control of ice and snow, and he has like something special going on. So he has a little ice mouse. That's a whole other thing. Either way, he attends this school. It's the College of Gerrick, and characters like Theo and Daimi and some other characters like Zircon, Darren, and others, they attend this school as well. They're also there to hone their personal abilities, or they go there for combat training. There's a bunch of reasons that you could go there. But his is to improve himself personally so that he is able to traverse the woods as he would like. He also would like to become a guide through the woods. That's kind of his end goal. So hopefully his time at the college will help him with that. The drawing is coming to a close now. I know this was a really random sort of chat. I haven't done one of these in a while where it's not scripted. Honestly, I've floundered a little bit behind the scenes and paused every few seconds because I don't know what to say. But I hope you enjoyed. It was fun to do this. It was also fun to laugh at my OC. If you want a specific character that you've seen of mine and you want to know about them, I would love to do a drawing like this and a little chat. Or if you'd like something else, the poll should still be up in my community tab. If you'd like to give your thoughts there or just vote, I'd love to see. Thank you so much. That was Gerrick, and goodbye.